Yes, Anik.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome everyone, and very good afternoon. Myself, Anik Bhaduri, I'm director of the Asia Science Mission and co-chair of the Future Earth Asia Regional Committee. I'm also affiliated with Australian National University. I want to thank you wholeheartedly for your interest in the Asia Science Mission and for joining these information sessions on the call for demonstration site proposals. In today's sessions, we will be briefly introduced Asia Science Missions, its backgrounds, how it is connected to the demonstration sites, and the value it brings to the participating projects. We will then walk you through the expression of interest process, highlights key sections, discuss frequently asked questions which we have been receiving so far, and finally open the floor for your questions, which we will be trying to clarify and answer them all. Before we begin, I'd like to take this moment to introduce my esteemed colleagues from Asia Science Mission. We have with us Dr. Ria Lambino. She is the executive team member of ASM, Asia Science Mission, Deputy Director, Future Earth Asia. She is affiliated with the Research Institute for Humanity and Nature, Kyoto, Japan. We have Professor June Kim, Chair of the Task Force Research Priority of Asia Science Mission. Professor Kim is also chairing the selection committee of the demonstration sites. Dr. Kim is a Future Earth Governing Council member and affiliated with Seoul National University, Republic of Korea. We have also with us Dr. Shruti Subana, executive team member of Asia Science Missions, affiliated with the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, India. With that, may I now ask Dr. Ria Lambino to begin with the presentations on Asia Science Mission. This is our agenda today, and we will be opening the floor, as I said, at the end, after we finish with all of our presentations. And in the meantime, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to write it on the chat window, and we will be slowly collecting them and try to address them. Okay. With said that, Ria may proceed with the presentations on the Asia Science Mission. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Anik, and good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world right now. At this point, allow me to share a bit about what the Asia Science Mission is. But before I do that, I would like to give you a quick background to be able to explain briefly where this idea for the science mission came from. So it was actually the International Science Council, which has recognized. Sorry. Can you still see my screen? Is it still in full screen mode?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Right. The International Science Council started recognizing a growing mismatch between the scale of the global challenges that we face today, like climate change, biodiversity loss, inequality, and the way that the science is currently organized, funded, and used. And so traditional approaches, while valuable, are no longer enough. And what was needed was really this notion of transformative science. And this is science that doesn't just understand the system, but actually helps to shift and to drive system change. Transformation is needed, and it is not just technical. It's actually cultural, social, institutional, and deeply human. And that's why there was a need to, the ISC recognized the need to reimagine science, not just as a passive observer of this crisis, of what's happening in the world right now, but actually as an active agent of change, working hand in hand with policymakers, communities, knowledge holders, and other societal actors towards a more just, sustainable future. So through key reports. There were different reports that they commissioned and published, like Unleashing the Science, Flipping the Science Model, a synthesis of research gap in this model for implementing mission science for sustainability. Um, the ISC called for a paradigm shift with regard not just in the science on the what science can do, but how to do these kinds of science, how it is designed, evaluated, as well as funded. And this led to the launch of the Global Science Missions for Sustainability, built on flipping a model of science. That's what they call it. Starting not just from disciplinary agendas, but also from demand. What is the society needs right now and what the needs of society are. And so this is where the Asia Science Mission um, comes in, because we are now a part of this bold global effort. Last year, there was a global call for the science missions for sustainability, and Future Earth Asia and some other partners like the Research Institute for Humanity and Nature, the Asia Pacific Network of Global Change Research, and the Fenner School of Australia National University came together to propose this Asia Science Mission. And as of January early this year, 2025, we were selected as one of the two pilot missions out of 250 plus proposed initiatives. And this was launched in Oman early this year. And the Asia Science Mission is currently endorsed as a program for the UN Decade of Science for Sustainable Development this July. So very quickly, what do we want to do with the science mission? Our vision is to build a sustainable, resilient, and just Asia, where knowledge systems are integrated and communities are empowered and science informs, again, this whole notion of transformative action at all levels. Our mission is to co-design and deliver transdisciplinary science that supports real-world solutions, inform policy and systems level learning through different types of collaborations. Um, we are really looking at, as mentioned earlier, a different way of doing science, moving away from disciplinary silos to really co-produced, mission-oriented, transdisciplinary research. We also want to aim for integrating local, indigenous, and scientific knowledge, different types of knowledge, bridging data, institutions, and action, and also building a regional strategy for transformation, not just reporting. We are, over the coming years, the Asia Science Mission is looking at launching demonstration sites, which is the main purpose for today. But aside from that, we are also looking into building capacity, not just among scientists, but among youth, among societal actors, policymakers as well, and also creating policy engagement as well as organizing, developing open platform for knowledge sharing. So for today, we've launched this call for demonstration sites. And this is really about our desire to improve functional outcomes in social ecological systems, in supporting ecological integrity, social equity, and resilience in Asian hotspots. We're really looking at places within Asia where critical SDGs related to climate change, water, biodiversity, and ecosystem health are falling behind. And at the moment, we are really want to explore this theme and asking the question of how can climate change adaptation and mitigation, biodiversity conservation, food security, and human health serve as an integrated, transformative strategy to address different cascading effects, as well as possibly impact the multiple SDGs within Asia. How will our mission stand apart from others? We've identified at the moment 5, but we're also developing and co-designing this as we go along. But really, our mission intends to, we're looking at systems intelligence and not silos, looking at connecting fragmented knowledge, again, from different types, from just scientists, from local people, community networks, policy actors, indigenous leaders into an integrated learning platform, which we hope will allow for shared, sense, belief alignment, and feedback-based action across different scales. The second is we're really looking at solutions that are co-created with local actors and not just delivered. So we're not saying that science has the solution and we want to give it to everyone, but really co-designing this and having this driven on the ground. We also understand, and especially as members of the Asian community, we want to embrace Asia's cultural diversity, the different ecological variability, and the deep traditions of various place-based knowledge within the region. The third is really aiming for real-world impact. Sorry. Another feature of our Asian Science Mission is what we're calling at the moment the power of a meta network type of analysis. This is actually a new framework that we are developing where we aim to align fragmented networks into a cohesive adaptive system, promoting social ecological systems intelligence and having the capacity of these social ecological systems to learn and to adapt. And finally, a feature of our Asia Science Mission is really providing a space for transdisciplinary collaboration and innovation. Why do we think that these demonstration sites, why are we calling for these demonstration sites, and why do they matter for us? Essentially, we're looking at these demonstration sites as, in a way, our real-world learning hubs. We intend for these sites to act as test beds for integrated transdisciplinary sustainability science. We also looking at evidence-based systems change so that these sites will provide us with the grounded insights that we can then hopefully amplify across the region towards regional-wide transformations. We also imagine the sites to have knowledge sharing across diverse geographies and governance context. We want to be able to generate actionable data and case studies, really learning from what's happening on the ground. At the same time, we really want also to support co-design of different responses, pathways for addressing the multiple SDGs with local communities, again, local researchers, as well as decision makers and community members as well. In return, we imagine that these demonstration sites can benefit from participating in the Asia Science Mission through access to global scientific expertise. Again, we really want to have a mutual learning amongst members of this network to benefit from different types of mentorship, peer learning, as well as scientific co-design. Obviously, we also want to feature and increase the visibility of actions on the ground in different types of regional and global platforms. We also really want to support co-design and implementation and looking at providing grounded tools and methodologies. We want to co-develop with our partners on the ground different types of methods, indicators, and tools that we really hope to tailor to site-specific needs. And we also want to have policy engagement, of course, and influence. And so by joining with the ASM, we hope to enhance the credibility and influence, not just in the local and national policy landscapes, but also across the region as well. As finally, through feedback loops for adaptation. So we also really want to help build capacity across the region through learning and systems monitoring. And so this science mission, basically, we are taking the strengths and expertise that already exist from our consortium with the Future Earth Asia network. We are quite spread out across the region together with our partners as well. And we want to, again, access and leverage what the network has been doing over the past few years to be able to generate knowledge, generate disruptive thinking and bold experimentation based on actual real world demand. So our mission really hopes to integrate not just natural science, but also social sciences, the humanities, the arts, and trying to bring in indigenous and local knowledge, business entrepreneurship, and policy insights into all of these things. So our approach will be deeply contextual, and that's why we really want to invite many people to be a partner for us, especially through our demonstration sites. So maybe at this point, I'd like to stop there, and I'll turn it over back to Annie. We can
Thank
talk
you.
a bit more later. Thanks.
Thank you, Ria. And we will definitely come back if there are questions, and we will get back to the slides. In the meantime, may I ask Professor June Kim, June, if you can help guide through the EOI a little bit, what is expected there, and also a little bit highlight some of the criteria where that expression of interest would be kind of judged. Yeah. To you, June. And if you can
Thank you, Anik.
Yes.
Thank you, Ria. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
So now I'll briefly talk about the demo site selection criteria. Next slide, please.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. As shown on this slide, maybe you're well aware of the this information from the expression of interest template. We already provided 7 guiding principles for the demo site to adhere and pursue with the Asia Science Mission team. Naturally, we have designed this EOI, expression of interest, to embrace and reflect these guiding principles. So I'm not going to go over these principles. These are already embedded in our template form. So let's go to the next slide. So EOI template starts with information on application and applicants and project. But as you may have noticed and perhaps already tried, there is a Google form to fill in for the demo site information. So there we want to find out and learn about whether demo site is locally grounded, whether or not dealing with issues and problems that are crossing the key SDG boundaries. We also give priority over low or middle income countries, for example. And of course, accessibility to the demonstration site will also be taken into account. For section A, which is shown here, is about situation and issues. And we are eagerly hope to learn about applicants' system perspectives, such as defining the focal socio-ecological systems of concern, setting the boundaries, and whether or not to engage both natural and social phenomena with a cross-disciplinary approach, all leading toward improving the functional outcomes of the focal systems of your concern. Next, please. Section B, regarding stakeholder involvement, we are keen on learning whether diverse key stakeholders are engaged from the outset, I mean, from the very beginning, and also the process of stakeholder engagement is well defined or not, so that we can identify where the needs and challenges are for Asia Science Mission to engage and facilitate. Next slide. Section C is about the background initiatives. We want to learn about the hindsight, insight, and foresight of the demonstration site and the projects. We're keen on whether demo site has been or will be led from the affected region. We also emphasized the demo sites and projects to focus their efforts to augment, complement, and integrate rather than starting from scratch without utilizing previous work and lessons. Also, accessibility to other fundings and co-funding opportunities will be very important. Next slide, please. The section D and E regarding goals and scope of further interventions and data. We want to learn whether efforts are focused on context-specific, actionable findings, and solution-oriented. We are also keen on potential to be studied by cross-national groups, as well as the potential for regional and global impacts, and lessons will be very important. And finally, the section E on data capacity and communication infrastructure gaps. We want to learn and assess the capability and competence and capacity of the demo sites and the people involved so that we can engage with whether you are willing to engage with the Asia Science Mission's framework that Ria has been presenting. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, June. And we will also come back to you and if there are questions on that. So may I ask Ria if you can again share the slide, and this time I may ask our colleague Shruti Subana if you can present some of the frequently asked questions which we have already received, and so we do not repeat the same questions again, so which we have answered. Can you?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think some of the more frequently asked questions that we have received so far since we have kind of published this call for expression of interest, eligibility has been top on the list, like who can apply. So pretty much any non-governmental organization, civil services, regional networks, consortia of different groups of people, public, private organizations, universities, research institutions, all of these are eligible to apply. If we go to the next one, what exactly are we looking for? I think June has elaborated on quite a bit as to what we're looking for in terms of the EOI itself. But primarily, we are looking at partners on the ground who are essentially keen to work with and address the SDG challenges itself. So we're looking at somebody who is, groups of people who are willing to undertake co-design processes. We're looking at, ongoing existing projects, more so sites which have some kind of co-funding mechanisms in place, not necessarily existing, but also potential. So that's what we're essentially looking for. The next one would be, Ria, if you could go to the next, yeah. What's the kind of funding range that's available? We're looking at, or one can expect a maximum funding of an Australian dollars of 85,000 per year. There is a potential for it to go up to 3 years. That's of course subject to availability of the resources itself. And of course, the actual funding depends on the project proposal itself. The next one, please. And like I said, yes, consortiums can submit proposals. So yes, we've had a lot of queries around that. Consortia can submit applications. Just ensure that there is a clear lead organization that will act as the host and coordinate the site initiatives. And the roles of all the partner organizations are well defined in the proposal itself. Next one. So what's the timeline that we're looking for the EOI? We released it on July 16th, and of course, we're conducting the information session today. That's August 1st. The submission deadline is 16th of August, and we hope to shortlist the proposals sometime in early September. We expect that the start of the projects happen November of 2025. So we're looking at a very tight timeline. The next one. So what are the eligible countries? Now, this is actually also mentioned in the website. We have a list of priority countries that we've listed here, but we do strongly encourage proposals from other parts of Asia since, we hope to consider these for inclusion at the broader Asia Science Mission Network, hope to have future engagement opportunities. So let the priority countries not limit the proposals itself. Next one. Can someone outside of Asia apply? Again, a lot of questions on these lines. We would like the lead institution for the project to be from where the demonstration site is located. Those outside the region can, of course, be collaborators, but the lead institution ideally should be from where the demo site is located. The next. And of course, you have access to where the EOI guidelines and the submission forms are available. So this just lists that. And yeah, these are the more common questions that we have received so far. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Shruti. We have a couple of questions on the chat window. We may quickly go through, and actually some of them has already been addressed, by Shruti. If I may read, do we need to share the proposal in doc or PDF format? Shruti, can you please answer this question?
Yeah, so the Google form will accept both the doc or the PDF format. So whatever you're convenient with, that should be okay. But just filling out the questions on the Google form is not sufficient. You have to download the form, answer all the questions there, and upload the form.
Yeah. The second question is from Germany and wants to collaborate on a project in China. I think you cannot lead it. Someone from China should lead it. And as Shruti said, you can be a collaborator. Yeah. You can receive the slides. Should each EOI include only one demonstration site? I guess the answer is yes.
Anik, let me just respond to the. We'll be sharing the video on the website.
Okay.
So for those who are requesting for access to the slides.
Yes, we will do that. Is your call exclusive only for the existing demonstration sites? Or shall we consider sites whose demonstration sites have yet to be established or can just be established through this call? May I ask June if you can respond to this?
I think it has to be the existing demonstration site because we want to learn about the history, the hindsight, and the current insight so that we can think about the foresight. So developing a new site could be a project in the near future, but not for the current demonstration site selection and the projects.
Thank you, June. Can one organization submit more than one EOI? I guess yes. Colleagues, can you confirm? Yeah. Yes.
Yes, we can accept.
Yeah. Does the proposal topics are limited to 10 initiatives in Asia as shown in the previous slide, or other topics within the energy transition theme, energy justice, also eligible? To you, June. Can you see the? Should I read it again?
No, I'm reading it. Yeah. Well, as long as these sectors are related to our major interest, key SDG that we are promoting, why not?
Yeah, thank you. There's a question from Dr. Lee. As collaborator, do we also receive the grant, or how to share it for our work on the site? Ria?
Yes. Yeah, thank you for that question. Yeah, so when we select the demonstration site, as mentioned earlier, there's an 85,000 Australian dollars grant that will be given to the demo sites. So it will be actually granted to whoever is the the institution or the organization. Ideally, we don't grant it to a person. It has to be some kind of a registered organization, or it could be a university or NGO or whatever. But yes, it will be transferred down to the site.
If I'm affiliated to more than one organization, then should I apply with only one? I guess you can apply multiple. Then there is another questions from Saurabh Pore. You mentioned multiple themes in the UI. Will we have to propose on all themes or just one or two themes like climate change or biodiversity? To you, June.
As mentioned in our announcement, I think priority will be given on these climate change, biodiversity, food and water issues. But other issues are also welcome as long as you try to cross the SDG boundaries to connect them and deal with the issues. So answer is yes, but may not be the priority. Yep. Thank you.
There is a reference to a slide shown by Ria on the future Earth. That is not our demonstration site. So the slide we have shown, that's our future Earth. We have global offices in Japan, in China, in India, in Australia, and so on. And there are national committees in many of these countries, which are all collaborating under Future Earth Asia for this Asia Science Mission. So, and they bring all the kind of capabilities to support the operations of Asia Science missions, and they will be also be supporting the demonstration projects. So that is clarification. Is there an existing demo site, but the technology research to be conducted is yet existent? Can we still apply?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anik, if I may, can I just
Yes.
make a quick intervention here? Yeah,
Yes,
so
please.
thank you for those who are asking questions. So essentially what we're saying is that you can have your own initiatives on the ground, but we really are interested in the Asia Science Mission aims to do the transformative science. What else can be done? Especially if you're already doing great job, but if you need to have more deeper and more exciting transformations that I want to do, and what else can be done? And so I think that's some of the things that we're not looking to fund an existing research project. The research will be co-designed as we go along, based on the demand, based on additional things that are needed. And so these things, again, it's the flipping the science model. It's not like, okay, we already have a research project and we need the money and we can demonstrate the solution. But we want to say what is needed on the ground, what's the demand, what are the gaps, how can we elevate it, what else can we do to transform it, and how we can all co-design it together. So that's sort of the intention for what we're going to do. And then the other question on we have a priority theme, we call it, as we imagine it as really entry points. We said climate change, biodiversity, water. These are kind of entry points. But as we said, the analysis that we want to do, it has to be system perspective, and it has to be a whole system. So at the end of it, we're not just going to say we're only just doing climate change. We really want to do a full system transfer. So you can have energy there, you can have cultural aspects, humanities, and whatever. So it could be and we really, I guess it's really also about flexibility. When we talk about transdisciplinary approach, it's really about being flexible so that we can aim to generate and solutions together and not prescribe these things from the start.
Thank you, Ria, for the clarification. And I can tell you, um, the whole science mission for sustainability is a very ambitious program of the International Science Council, and we will be selecting these demo sites, and which will be looked upon by by the international science community. So as Ria said, it's not giving you the funds and asking you to do something. It's about the international science community working hand in hand with you to prove something. And it's more than a research project. I will strongly suggest you to go through the international science reports, which Ria shared with you, on flipping the science models, unleashing science, where it says how we can do that. And we are exactly trying to follow that model. There is another one questions on scientific journals. That is one outcome, but not the major. So I would say that organically it will come out. So there is a co-ownership also of this demo sites of the Asia Science Mission. Asia Science Mission just not owned by a few scientists. So local demonstration sites people will also co-own Asia Science Missions. They will be very much part and parcel of it. So we're trying to create a new model. We are having a new hope. So there, I don't see any other questions. Colleagues, just prompt me if I have missed anyone.
There is one question above it, Anik.
Is there any list of existing demo sites for Asia Science Mission? We have just started, and this is our first round of demo sites. We will go on in the second and other rounds. So we don't have any existing demo sites
yet.
Yes. So I open the floor for any questions. So we have more than 20 minutes. So you can open up your video, or please introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? And ask our questions, and we will be happy to answer, any of us. Yes. Saurabh, I see your hand. If you can introduce yourself and ask a question.
Morning, myself Saurabh. I am from India.
We can't hear you well.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Is it clear now?
Yeah, better.
Thank you. I am from India and I represent Manbhum Anandashram Nityananda Trust. We are working more than 70 years in West Bengal and another part of India. So I actually asked that you have listed multiple themes on your UOA. So it's like our organization is moving from cultural heritage and climate change in biodiversity.
So Rob, I have to interrupt you. We cannot hear you. So I will suggest you write on the chat window, and so that we will be able to answer.
Hello.
That. Yeah, we could not hear you well.
Hello.
So yeah, we cannot hear you well.
Is it clear now?
Little bit, yes.
Thank you.
And can you be a little bit quick? And there could be other questions. So I would suggest you be a little bit quick.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I actually asked that should I give a proposal on single theme, or I have to address multiple theme on my proposal? Is it enough that we are working on single theme?
You have to demonstrate the interlinkages with other areas, not only one SDG or one particular issues. That is one of the criteria. Does it answer your question? Okay. So we may go to our, we have see the next hand, Professor Basant Mahashit. Please, Basant.
Thank you, Anikji, and thank you for very detailed information. I'm Basant Maheshwari from Western Sydney University. Professor John Kim mentioned that they're looking for existing sites, but that might be a bit tricky. There may be some work already happening, but not the site. So, what do you think?
I think that's the challenge that we are expecting from you in this effort. You try to define your focal systems because complex systems science framework is very critical in Asia Science Mission. I think this is your opportunity to come up with the definition of your socio-ecological system and share with us the hindsight story, narratives, all these things. We're not trying to select the best site or best science. We want to understand what's happening and what are the issues and trying to work together, as mentioned earlier by Dr. Ria, and working together to define the focal socio-ecological systems. So we're not really keen on what you don't have or what you have, but we want to learn from each other so that we can try this flipping the science model, the out-of-the-box thinking approach. So yes,
Thank you.
you have to try. Yes.
Yeah, that explains. So
may I?
definitely there will be some background information and some experiences from the site, but not as a demonstration site existing already. So that was the question, and you answered that. Thank you.
Thank you. I will go back to the chat later on. Just hang on there. And there is one raised hand from Beam Threats. Can you?
Thank you. Thank you, Anik. I'm Bim Shrestha. I'm a professor at Kathmandu University. And I also run the center called Nepal Technology Innovation Center here at Kathmandu University. So I have two questions. Do you prefer to have the applicants from the university or center within the national centers? That is number one. Number two, does this project allow to have some grad students to do their academic work as well? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, as you have seen, it is listed the university can lead the project, but they have to be there close to the demo sites because it's place-based, because not from another area. They have been working, they should have experience working there. The PhD students, which you have said, that's a wonderful idea. I think that's an added point. Yeah, that's definitely we want on the capacity development and so on. Yeah. Colleagues, please add anything to these questions if you have. Otherwise, we move to the next one. We have a question from Brinda Gupta. Brinda, please introduce yourself and.
Good morning. This is from Brinda from actually Development Alternatives. We are social sector organization, rather development sector organization. We just wanted to understand because see if it is water, then or any natural resources we are talking about and the problems we are solving, the issues can be multiple. So should we submit only one issue or multiple issues also we can submit? Right, that's what I just wanted to understand from you.
Yeah, I want to go to June for.
I think you can answer that. You're more than welcome, but then I think the EOI, the template is requesting to provide how they are connected and their interrelationships. So yeah, naturally you can bring other things into this template form.
Thank you.
And just to add to it, because any issues, they are connected with several other issues. It is not only one issue we are dealing with. The Asia Science Mission is very much system focused. So that's where our interlinkages, connections, feedbacks, these are all very important part of it. So if you think of, say, water availability to only a group of villagers, only that as an issue,
Right.
yeah, that may not fit well. So if you see water availability and environment issues or other issues as well, health issues and so on, so that's what we are expecting.
Thank you,
Thank
Anik.
you. Do we have any more hands? Colleagues, please let me know. And then I go back to the chat. In the meantime, if you have questions in your mind, just think of it, raise your hand. There are questions in EOI. How do we define site boundaries? Are there important outside actors or forces that impact the site? Its site boundary refers to the physical area of a site. Very good question. And delightfully, I just pass it to my colleague June.
Yeah, it's a very good question. And that's what we want to learn from you and also, learn together. I think the boundary of the system could be physical. I think that's natural, but we go beyond that physical boundary up to the so-called statistical boundary, which is not visible. Although we don't have time to elaborate these things, but I think you can start from the physical boundary first. Without the boundary setting, it's impossible to assess the system's current state and its potential and all these things. So we want you to try to delineate your boundary that you're mostly interested in. As soon as you define your boundary, then we can immediately identify what's within the system and what's outside the system. And then we can apply this flipping the science model that we are developing. So just try.
Thank you, June. And in the meantime, I want to say that the criterias, the evaluation criteria is very much based on competencies, capabilities, and so on. So your demonstration site is already producing excellent outcomes, and because if the selection committee see that there is no further need of it, then there's a lesser chance it will be selected. Or if so we see our demonstration site, if there is a less likelihood that even after great effort we will be able to make certain impacts, that is less likelihood it will be selected. So it all ranges in the middle where we'll be targeting more. Yeah. So any more questions? If we do not have, I hope.
There's one more in the chat.
Is the EOI for 1 year or 3 years? This will determine additional details to be included in the EOI. The EOI right now is for 1 year because we will be going 1 year by 1 year, but you don't have to submit an EOI for the next year. The funding, basically the funding will be for 1 year right now, and then it will be renewed, yeah, given the funds availability to us. So maximum it can go up to 3 years. Would proposals lower than 85,000 be considered more? I guess that's not a criteria. If it depends on the demand. Yeah, Ria, can you highlight this?
Yeah. So in the expression of interest, we're not asking you to submit a budget. basically. We're not asking you to submit a research proposal per se. This is an expression of interest that outlines what the site is, the situation in the site, as Professor June has kindly outlined. So yeah, and at the moment we have only our funding is only for 2 pilot sites for this year. But please don't be disheartened. We're hoping, we cannot promise, but we're really hoping that over time we would continue to develop and have other sites within the region. Thank you.
And thank you, Ria. And I want to tell you that even though 2 will be selected, there will be a shortlisted ones, and they don't need to submit another UI if there is a, we will be trying to mobilize the funds for them and so on in the next round. So yeah. What will be the obligation of the demonstration site once secured or funded? That's a big, yeah, that's our operational, our colleague dealing with the operational thing. We ask Ria.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah, so on the operational side, we'll go through a process of contracting the lead organization. So we imagine that maybe it's not just one organization, it could be many, but we will contract the lead organization. And then of course, as a kind of a grant, we will require financial reports, we will and also progress reports. At the same time, again, this is not we are not a funding agency or something. We intend to work very closely with the demo sites. So we intend to do a co-design process with you who are in the site. And of course, we want to learn from you, and the sites can lead us. So it's a mutual learning process in that sense.
Yeah. There are certain questions coming in from our EOI. I will come to that, but I want to tell you that there will be also the short selected ones will be asked to give presentations before a committee of 8, and then it would be selected. And what will be the next step of the UI? Will the next step of the UI will be the full project proposal with the detailed budget? As I think you answered that already. Yeah. So I guess we have covered all the points.
Maybe just to clarify, because they're asking if, so we will only be asking for, well, as Anik mentioned, we will ask those shortlisted to make a presentation. And from then onwards, I think it will be a co-design process. We don't really expect for another full, maybe another document will be developed, but it's not really a full proposed. And obviously the detailed budget will then have to be generated, but only for those who have been selected in that sense.
Okay. I don't see any more comments or any more hands. Okay, there is one. Will there be a support from partner organizations or university? You have to elaborate. Means, are you asking that? Oh. Please elaborate on that questions. Will there be a support from partner organizations or university? We will support from Asia Science Mission if it is selected, definitely. From Future Earth Asia and other collaborators. It would be good to have other partner organizations included in your proposal. As I mentioned, we don't have any demonstration sites, so we are just beginning nominating the demonstration site, selecting them. So we don't have anything in South and Southeast Asia right now for Asia Science Mission. Future Earth has many projects, but as part of Asia Science Missions, I'm talking about. Okay. Will there be a support from partner organization universities from ASM to help implement and co-design the proposal? At this UI stage, no, but at once you are shortlisted or selected, then we will be embarking on the journey together. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we are very much appreciates your interest, your questions, and I hope we could answer your questions well. So any last point from my colleagues before we end this session? May I ask first, June, do you have any final comments or advice?
Okay, I'll try. I think that, I sense that there is a bit of confusion regarding demonstration site. Let me take an example. If there is a small village where people have been working together and striving to achieve more sustainable future of the village, and they are dealing with many issues, I think that village could be a potential demonstration site. We want to learn about the village and its history and activities, all these things, and see whether we can try co-designing the preferred future during by the village people. I think that could be a potential demonstration site. It doesn't necessarily have to have all this science and technology experience and excellency. I mean, those are nice, but not the essential at this stage. We want to learn about you. We want to hear your voice, and we want to learn together such that we can provide the new science framework that we are developing so that, for that, I think the applicants should be open-minded and willing to engage together, as pointed out earlier by Dr. Ria and Anik, for co-design process.
Exactly. Thank you. And it's a journey together. It is not one-sided. And we develop and give it to you. No, it is not. You develop and give it to us. No. So, does demonstration site necessarily need to be geographic site? It is place-based. Yeah. So it will be, yes. I guess that was the last question we have. We can stay if there are any burning questions. Ria, may I ask you to say a few words before we end?
No, just really wanted to thank everybody for your interest, and we do look forward to receiving your expressions of interest, or at least if you want to continue engaging with us, feel free to visit our website. We'll send out more information maybe down the line if we have some seminars or workshops or what have you, even if you're not selected as a demo site, because obviously we only have to select two, unfortunately, but we do want to engage. So thank you again, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Ria. So Future Earth offices are located in different countries, in different time zones. So actually we are working 18 to 19 hours out of 24 hours. So any questions, please, send us an email. Shruti, do you have anything on the submission or anything?
No, nothing much. Like Anik said, if you'll still have any questions, you'll go back, you'll think of some questions, please feel free to send it to us, and we'll reply. Yes.
We'll reply. And we look forward to your submissions. And as I see, no hands, no chats. And thank you so much for joining these sessions. So thank you. Bye.